let's go back over towards A, where they likely don't have another M4 because the money shouldn't be that good.
Going out top banana now is Astralis, trying to get control of that part. Always important when you're playing on the T side. Just if you want to execute into the B bomb side, you kind of have to. Chunks is ready at the corner, kind of a legendary corner with a deagle.
Yes, especially for French players.
Yeah.
And actually, he's going to go now. I think he wants to find the information. They don't want to sit back. They know they have to kind of get a good read on the rotation. So Shox was inching up. I thought he might take some kind of a small peek. There is still a smoke at this B bomb site on NBK. He's being very, very patient in when he puts that out. And that, with the clock running down, that could be a deciding factor. Although, unfortunately, he's alone here. Just now used it.
So many people rotating towards the A side, including Astralis. It actually looked to me like they were going the other way, but 3 men on the A-bomb side, including Archway here. This could get very bad for the Danish team. Sip first around the corner to take the peek. He's not going to get shut down just yet, but Body's holding close. CSET 75 in hand. It all comes down to this. 11 seconds left. Body managed to make his way through. Kenny gets a kill. Body gets one. Shox as well. Taking down Sip. Finally, they're fighting back, but it's just too late. 3 seconds, and that's the round gone. What a defense, and what a great read from G2.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And oh, he might actually get the kill. Yeah, no, actually, Kenny finds him. And the bonus money, so back and forth early on, early days in this match. I'll tell you what, it's not going to be the sexiest thing, but the deciding factor of that round is NBK smoke. He drops that at such a perfect time that it makes the clock run down that low, whereas, I mean, Astralis just has no real chance unless they get all the clean kills at that A-bomb site. The fact that he holds onto that smoke, drops it at about 30 seconds, that allows G2 to be so much more comfortable just stacking the A-bomb site.
And Astralis could have maybe gone for a respectful route here where they, you know, get locks and try and get the game back to a reasonable level. But instead, CSET 75 in armor. They know G2 only survived with 1 member in that round. They want to break them right back here. The economy is really what we're fighting for early on in this game.
Yeah, G2's loving this battle so far. Even though they're on the CT side, they're no stranger to getting into these, you know, economic tug-of-wars. Have massive advantage here. NBK with a Molotov as well. Apex is boosted up, I believe. Yes, he is. 4 players here for Astralis. So with no map control, you assume they got to go pretty quickly. And NBK just peering out, seeing if he can get information. That's dangerous. Now the smoke comes out. He's going to drop the Molotov. That's brilliant timing.
Really, really good timing. No chance for Glaive. And even if he had somehow made it through, there would have been Apex on the other side, shooting them in the back. Looks like G2 have this completely under control. 2 versus 5, and Sip will get a kill, but that's on the wrong side of the map. Yeah, he's going to get 1. He's got 2 bullets left, so... Oh my god! He got a headshot, didn't he?
Yeah, would you
That's so stupid.
It's just the way Apex just holding the trigger, just running forward and just be like, yeah, eventually one of these bullets will kill him. And it just gets dropped. Either way, 3-1, and even with 3 kills, if you're Astralis, that's not enough success to buy into this to keep up this kind of battle. So G2 is just going to win it out. They take early control of the economy, which is great for them considering it's the CT side and it's harder to manage. You can see even the MP9s being bought up. And this is some more of like the economic decisions that we really like to see at a G2 from Malmo is those SMGs really haven't bought a whole lot of utility. The nades will be used early in case there's a push, but then they're free to get aggressive because they don't have any more nades to use. They're free to go chase down some of the bonus money. And if they die, they haven't wasted, you know, $1,000 in Molotovs and flashbangs.
Well, Apex is going to take you up on that idea and go for a little bit of a quick peek with the MP9. There's nothing really that Astralis can do about it. I mean, they're just at the mercy of when G2 kind of want to do something here. There's a bit of a lurk. I'm not sure if he saw that. That's very confusing.
Yeah, I thought he would have for sure seen that. Either way, gets another kill. It's fair play. There's some more bonus money getting racked up. Doing a great job of having these SMGs take the fights initially. M4 is just supporting. And yeah, I mean, you're right. There is nothing that Astralis can do. They have no armor. They have just Glocks for the most part. I think Kirby has a P250, but that's not going to do a whole lot. User error as well.
Yes.
That's Zipnix's face after the pistol round. User error.
Yeah. Every time I see that, because obviously he's got someone else's gun picked up, yeah. I always think of Judge Dredd.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yep, the biometric.
That's what you want, right?
What a great movie that was.
It really was. Underrated. Heavily underrated.
That movie, I mean, I can see why you like it. That movie really is just like a series of memes for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's good. They should make movies like that again. That's what I'm saying. Well, it would be nice to see some rapid fire coming out of Astralis. I can't do this. It's AKs all around on the Astralis side. No AWPs yet. Inferno, not always a map that lends itself well to it, but given the fact that we have Kenny and Device here, would not be surprised if we're going to see quite a few war plays coming out on the map. A lot of smokes coming down, and they're running down Kievu with the MP9. That does work out, but luckily Device can get the refrag.
Huge trade for Device. That's massive, and actually NBK's got to be careful again. He's the only one here. He cannot fall, because there's no one even close to rotating over, and thankfully no one from Astralis is sticking around to pressure him. But this is a bonus round of sorts for G2 on the CT side with these 2 SMGs. Flashbang up, the pressure at top mid from Astralis prompts an early usage of that Molotov from Body. And once again, it's going to be all on NBK. He does still have that legendary smoke in his pocket and 1 flashbang.
Sip. Looked like maybe he wanted to create a bit of a distraction over by the A apartments, but he actually will fall pretty far back. 50 seconds on the clock, and what kind of information do you think they're giving right now, or getting Astralis to sort of start rotating towards A?
I think I was just wondering that myself, because they make all the way up banana and then just give it up. I think they had that presence, and at this stage in the round, if you're G2, you can see them rotating over. You always feel like it's going to be a B hit at some point coming out, but I think it was maybe Zipnik's in the halls counting smokes that were being used, and he's saying, all right, they don't have any more smokes left. Like, they've used 3, maybe 4. Shox has got to readjust, because he's gotten to get position to watch Rap side, and actually doesn't even consider it whatsoever. None of his teammates are there. And I mean, that's a pretty big over-rotation. I understand the idea from G2, but that's giving up a lot.
That's the sort of round where, because our wonderful friends at the desk were talking about, the idea that you could sort of go back and listen to the comms later on.
Yeah.
That's really wish you could go back and find out what Astralis were saying. It could, I mean, if it was the smokes, I'd still love to hear it, just because that's really interesting. And that was obviously, it looked like the sort of read you could really only make if you had the minimap available,
I mean, here's the thing, though. I can understand. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I would also love to hear what the comms were to introduce that call, but I'm more thinking in terms of G2.
Yeah, that's
like, why rotate 2 players and leave Shox alone at A? Why not split 2 and 2 if you really want to cheat someone over?
Just very confident, I suppose, that
yeah.
that was going to be a B execute. You are right. I mean, it is kind of, it does almost seem like it's a default a lot of the time on Inferno that, or you don't know what else to do.
Late round, you fall into a B hit.
Yeah, just go B. You're a man down, go B. Happens a lot.
Well, I mean, the good news is even with that stack, yeah, they gave up a round, but they still bring 3 guns forward. They didn't lose a whole lot. They just kind of lost Shock, so they don't have to spend a whole lot, relatively to get back into action in this round with firepower. And there's that AWP on Kenny. He's 6-1, so he's starting this out much better. And now it would be interesting to see if we can get some of that vintage Kenny and how mobile and aggressive he wants to be. And I believe, pretty confident that's a failed smoke from Device. Just bounces at an awkward angle.
Yeah.
But he still puts it to good use.
He's trying. Oh, double grenade right in his face. That is wonderful coming out of G2. You love to see that. Just...
What a bad sequence of events for Device.
Yeah, failed smoke. Oh, I'll try and make it work. Oh, damn, I'm revealing my position. Now I've got grenades in my face. Nothing's working out.
Not a great round. Well... This is a good setup for G2 as well. Shox on the balcony. You've got Kenny on Rap side with that AWP. Body at an off angle watching Boiler.
Man, Glaive, that had better be a really good flashbang. Not good enough to stop Body. It will get taken out by Sip. Shox with a really long and kind of awkward spray, but Kenny is still there at the edge of the smoke. That leaves Kirby with plenty of time, but not really a lot of hope here. G2 just need to calm down and remember that eventually he has to actually go for the plant. They've got one line there. Feet being shown. Kirby will at least get the bomb plant. Now he's completely trapped on the site. 1 versus 3. And they're coming in from every which angle. He kind of has to do something here. The Molotov is going to come out. Kenny from the other side to shut it down.
Really nice job from Kenny as well. Not re-peeking that angle. He knows they killed the bomber. He knows the bomb is down, so he grabs the angle to watch for the cross into the site. Almost hits that shot as well, but great job from G2 rebounding on this CT side after giving up the previous round. That is going to be quite nice for Astralis. I think they'll have another bye, because I think that previous round that they had just won, they survived with 4 players, so they should be able to bring a pretty strong arsenal to bear in this round. Yeah, this is dirty.
They see the gunfire coming out, and then this is amazing, isn't it? Oh, man. I mean, not if your device, obviously.
No, not if your device.
But I guess you have to appreciate just the coordination of it.
I just like seeing those nade stacks work out. I feel like there needs to be more reward for those.
HE grenades are really hard to use in global offensive, I find. Like,
yes.
It's hard to figure out if they're even worth throwing half the time.
Yeah.
You do tend to expose yourself to a certain amount of risk doing it. I mean, imagine if the device was closer and peeking when they were doing that.
A lot of ifs you can always throw around, isn't there?
Yes, indeed.
Well, regardless, it is Dupree and Xyp9x who have worked together to at least push back any hyper-aggressive plays from G2 in the halls. Kenny's got some information down mid behind that Molotov. And there's some of that danger you talked about throwing nades. Apex just drops a Molotov, but he takes 50 damage for it, down to half HP. This is where maybe it gets a bit scary for G2 because they don't have a whole lot of information. Shox just now kind of gets a more aggressive stance over towards the A-bomb site just to drop a smoke, but he's going to fall back. So they're giving up a lot of ground here, especially on Rap side. There's a certain amount of danger. Now, obviously, we can see on the minimap that nothing's come from it, but this is a long time that G2 hasn't had eyes on Rap side.
Still got 45 seconds. And that may control. I mean, right now, you said they don't have eyes on Rap side. They don't really have it on quad side either. They do have that double stack towards the pit, which can be so hard to break if you're on the T side. We'll see how they do. Looks like they're actually going to just leave a little bit of noise there and then start to fall back with 30 seconds. This had better be a damn good B hit. They are pretty close with Device over there in Dupree. Going to get one kill on the other side. Are they going to have doubts? They are still pushing into B, and Apex is right on the other side of the smoke, spraying through and shutting him down. A headshot to part with as well. Sip is gone. That's such a great defense put up by Apex. NBK is going to finish it off. That is heartbreaking for Astralis. They give up on the A idea. Then when they get to B, they actually get the kill they needed on A.
Yeah.
And then they run through the smoke into Apex. Wow.
And I'm not that play seemed like insanity from Apex. I was looking at the minimap wondering if he was doing what I think he was, and he was just staring into the wall right in the open and water just with that smoke to cover him. Like at any point, this is such a risky position to play in. It works out here obviously as he's turned obviously from the flashbangs, but just great job from him. A little bit of luck spraying through the smoke as well, especially on that third kill. The risk pays off.
Now, I'm starting to get slightly worried for Astralis, because I think they look like a team that have a pretty good understanding of how to play the map, but they also don't really have the money to keep doing this. So, it's like every other round is C-sets or Glocks or something, and G2 are loving it.
Oh, they absolutely are. And we saw this nightmare unfold on Cash, where, yes, it was a very, very close game, but G2 in that map was never really worrying about running out of money because they just built so much up early on, and I think we're starting to get to that same kind of position here. Kenny's rotated away from Rap side, and Apex is on the rotation to fill that gap in the defense. This timing is going to be rough. Oh, he adjusts perfectly. That reaction is great. He was in a lot of danger there, and he's just going to fall away now. Still opportunity, though. I don't think he's considering that there could be another player to follow that up, which is insanity.
Yeah, surely he's going to go back and check. Yeah. You can sort of see that he's slightly paranoid, and for good reason. Kirby is coming in right behind him. Apex actually turning around at the wrong moment. Long range shot. That's a good adjustment. And MBK to help out, getting the headshot. Body taking down Dupree. So a moment where it could have turned the wrong way here for G2, but it seems like they've managed to stabilize. Apex a bit worried to take the fight with only 3 health. Can't blame him for that.
No, his job right now is just to keep map control of that portion, just to stay alive there, allow his teammates an avenue to retake the bomb site when they do come in. Here's the timing for Device. Kenny close up with the AWP, prepared for that peak. It's a 7th for G2.
This is very well done, and now I'm starting really to wonder now, how do Astralis get back from this? Because what we saw from them on the first map on Cash was a lot of aggression on the T side early on. They really sort of turned up the pace, at least for a while. It caught G2 off guard, right? Yeah. And this has been slightly slower on the T side. And it's obviously, there are a lot of places where it's really difficult to rush on this map, but I'm still wondering if they couldn't...
Yeah, they don't have a lot of things going for them right now because even those force buys, it's not that they're not winning them rounds, they're not even doing damage, which is scary. You want to keep that CT economy low, especially on Inferno, where it's so reliant on your utility. But also, I feel like they've gotten so much room at the A bomb site. They've had a couple rounds where they've been poised to have like a really solid A execute.
Yes.
And they don't go through with it. They kind of give up that top mid control and just go back to B, which is worrying. I think next gun round they should just try that, just see what the defense is like over at A.
Well, we have a lot of CCs that normally suggest that it's going to be some sort of rush, and also the 3-man stacking apartments, probably going to be a flashbang towards the pit to set it all off. But you can see one of the G2 players already turning around. It will be Shox with the first couple of kills, and then Body to follow it up with a couple of his own. Such a great setup for G2. I mean, even with rifles there for Astralis, the fact that the first person might be flashed, but the next one definitely won't be, is kind of hard to deal with.
It's also the fact that Body's there to follow it up. Even if Shox goes down to like the first player, there's no way they expect Body to be on the balcony as well. 2 players doubled up there is pretty deadly. It's a pretty nice bait and switch to have if they come in your direction. So nicely done from G2. Here's another good point. Apex has, what, 15 kills, I believe I saw? I think the general sentiment about G2, no matter what you can say about their performances over a long period of time over the past few months, is if Apex shows up, they win.
Yeah, he's like the vector for the team, more or less. 11 rounds on the board here. Well, we are in the 11th, and we'll see how this goes. What a shot from NBK to take down Device. That was not many pixels showing.
No. He's having a tough time in Banana so far from what we've seen at least. And here's Kenny with EWP trying to dodge the flashbangs. It's not going to happen. He's going to get aggressive, finds one. They're not pressuring. There's another flashbang out, but it blinds everyone from Astralis. Kenny has the opportunity. A no-scope leg. It's followed up with a hit and the deagle shot. Kenny S. It's vintage.
What am I even watching? Kenny's got 13 and 1.
He had so much time. So much time. It's this flashbang. And normally, you'd say, yeah, it's...
Like, this is death. And it's not. I just want to see that again. Like, he's got 2 people in front of him with AK-47s, and he's hiding behind a tiny little pillar.
They're all blind, Anders. It was a team flash.
Incredible. Now they're rushing up Banana with the C-set 75. Somehow that's a kill through the smoke. NBK gets one and another, and they've completely ground to a halt on the other side. Astralis have to respect that Molotov, and now Kenny's sneaking in behind. They're brutalizing Astralis. G2, just beautiful play coming out here, and now Device 1 versus 5, hiding inside of the smoke, and he's going to go down to NBK.
Pack it in, boys. It's over. It's been a good run. This is not our day. We'll return tomorrow for another series. Like when NBK's doing that as well. When he's just silent on you with no scope ops.
Yeah. Oh man, I hate to laugh, but this is just incredible. For me, this puts an entirely new spin on this tournament, right? Because we've just seen a very powerful SK. I had pretty serious doubts about whether or not G2 were going to show up. But now they're looking pretty good, and you obviously have FaZe, who you don't really put any question marks next to at this point. So, yeah, I would say the more teams that turn out to have a good time in the tournament here on the first day, the more interesting it's going to be towards the end of the tournament.
It just starts looking better and better when you get to that playoff bracket, doesn't it? It also gives you a little bit of heartbreak knowing that only 2 teams can come out of a group, and there's some good teams that are going to miss out on the playoffs here.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is phenomenal stuff from G2 in this game so far, even in a stomping, keeping it entertaining with the no-scopes. And now, if you're Astralis, the question becomes, where the hell do we go on the map? We went A, and Kenny just demolished us with an AWP, went towards B, NBK did it.
Now he's up in the apartments. That's a great wall bang. That must have been the gun barrel showing, I believe. Body gets one in return. Dupree really wants it, almost transfers it on to Shox, but still a 3-on-3, and down in the middle, that was Glaive, just a second away from dying.
Yeah, very, very close. I think they're going to try and pressure NBK on this one. Molotov comes out. His utility usage, his nade usage of this side has been great. There's a flashbang and a half. Spots the top of the head, takes it clean off. KRB now is next one up, and he's blind, and Apex has finally gotten here. NBK just needs to stay alive. Molotov is out. He's going to be forced to a new angle, and he doesn't check for KRB.
Down in construction still. Apex is ready and waiting. There's plenty of time for Astralis to try and get the bomb plant down. And Glaive is waiting. Easy kill on Shox. That's very important. And seemed like a lack of coordination between Shox and Apex. They maybe could have tried to make a bit of noise together. Now, it's all on Apex here. And he's been having a very good game. Astralis eventually have to try and get the bomb down. And that's probably going to be when Apex is want to take the fight here. No utility on anybody except for Apex with a smoke. But that could actually help him out. And now they're losing patience. Glaive gonna go for a bit of a shoulder peek towards the CT spawn. There's the foot showing, and he goes down immediately. Apex still with enough health to take this fight. KRB gonna fake it once. He's going to run for him, tries for it again. Apex is right there to win the 1 versus 2. Just when you thought Astralis had the chance, G2 take it away.
Oh, nothing can go wrong. Great round from Apex. I really like how he played that as well. It's a big risk just standing in that tree. You could see him consider over towards construction, but at that point he's just saying, if they push construction and wrap around me, I just lose. But from here, it's going to be all good. So yeah, you can see the tweet there from Lurpus, and yeah, yes. when G2 plays like this, they are a lot of fun to watch.
I mean, yeah, this is fantastically entertaining. It's kind of shocking to see Astralis not come up with any answers, right?
Yeah, because they are the team that you feel always has some kind of an answer. Like, if you give them enough time, right? Like, they will find something that works. Sometimes you can't counter G2, though. They just have those players. Like, I hate to just, you know, reduce it to that level, but they've also missed a smoke on Rap side. Huge gap in that.
Yeah, Kenny's ready for it. Loses a bit of patience and just tries to go for the shot through the smoke, but now he's got body on the other angle. Walking in, that's very risky and maybe just a bit overconfident at this point in the game, being up this many rounds, 9 ahead of Astralis. Mid control in their favor, and they do have NBK with early warning if they come B.
I believe he's in the position, someone called it like the phase defense, where you just have someone boosted up on that half wall. He's not even boosted up, and he's just going to take the shot and fall away with that AWP. Again, the smoke to delay things. He's going to go back for more. He's really feeling it, isn't he?
They're right on the other side. Can he actually do this? Mid-air shot is missed. He goes for the no-scope, but no, he can't click it quick enough. And it will be Apex and Kenny, 2 versus 5 here. There should be absolutely no way that Astralis can lose this round. Indeed, they're going to charge in and take down Apex. So finally, a 3rd round.
Yeah, you are starting to see that G2 taking their foot off the pedal. Some of the lack of discipline's coming in here. They're feeling very confident. That peek from body was one. NBK sticking around that smoke as well. They're just feeling like they can do no wrong. And certainly it's looked like that at times. But you really, I mean, despite the lead and how this has looked, you really don't want to give Astralis any window whatsoever. Yeah,
I agree. Keep the focus here and just close it out. Make sure you get that early lead. I mean, if you take out Astralis in the group stage of this tournament, then that's like a...
Don't have to worry about them in the field. That's a big weight off your chest, isn't it? Going
absolutely is. Apex still playing fantastically. Kenny right behind him with the AWP, and we'll see what happens here. 15th round coming up. Astralis with a lot of pressure onto top banana. They don't catch anyone there, which is probably what they wanted.
Yeah, they would have loved that. Not going to happen, and now they fall right back. 3 players, meanwhile, working their way into a halls. Yeah, this, you have to imagine this is just going to be a straight-up A hit. There's a crossfire set up, one on balcony, one on the site. Here it comes. Shock's going to spray him down. So much damage. Gets 2 kills. Body hasn't even appeared just yet. They can't make their way in, despite the fact they've lost Kenny. Shock's is holding down the fort.
That's almost 3 kills in like 9 bullets from Shock's. Unbelievable. Glaive will take down NBK, but